Have you ever made a change in your business, announced it, trained people on it, maybe even felt good about how it went, and then looked up 6 weeks later to find that everything had quietly gone back to the way it was before? If that's happened to you more than once, you've probably landed in one of two places. Either you've decided the problem is your team. They don't follow through, they don't listen, they don't care enough to do the things the way you've asked. Or you've landed in a kind of resigned acceptance. Change is hard, and some things stick and some things don't. That's just how it goes. I want to offer you a third option, because I don't think either of those explanations is usually the real one. Here's what I've seen happen over and over again. Someone introduces a new tool or a new process or just a new way of doing things, and it makes complete sense to them. They know exactly why it matters, what problem it's solving, what success is going to look like once it's in place. And then they announce it to their team. Maybe they train people on it. Maybe they even get nods of agreement in the room. And then it doesn't stick. Not because the team is lazy or resistant, but because the people being asked to change don't have enough context to recognize why this change matters to them specifically. They're executing a change they don't fully understand or believe in. And that's an incredibly hard thing to sustain. Let me give you an example. Imagine a workplace that decides to start using a new communication tool, something like Slack. The person who introduces it knows exactly what it's for. It's going to streamline communication, reduce email clutter, keep everyone on the same page. But to the team, it's just one more thing to check, one more place to look for information, and nobody ever answered the question that actually mattered to them. What am I supposed to get out of this? So some people use it and some people don't, and within a few weeks, it's barely being used at all. And the person who introduced it is frustrated because nobody is following through. And the team is vaguely annoyed because they feel like they're being asked to do something pointless. Nobody is the villain. But the change didn't stick because nobody ever got to real agreement on what success was supposed to look like or why it mattered to everyone in the room. This is what I see underneath most failed changes in small businesses. Not a team that doesn't care, not the inherent difficulty of change, a communication gap. Specifically, a gap between the person who has the vision for what a change is supposed to achieve and the people who are being asked to make it happen. And here's why that matters. A communication gap is fixable. Your team not caring would be a much harder problem. Change being inherently hard, well, you can't do much about the nature of change. But if the reason your changes aren't sticking is that nobody ever got to genuine agreement on what you are all trying to achieve, that's something you can actually work on. And if you want to hear more about how to do that, watch this video next.